Hey, I'm Paul Rabelais, and wanted to tell you about a couple that I worked with recently, helping them establish their estate planning legal program. I asked them what the main things that they wanted to accomplish were, and their real emphasis was on their grandchildren. They had 7 grandchildren, they had 4 children, and they wanted to make sure that each of their children received a fairly significant bequest after both of them passed away. But their real primary concern was making sure that their grandchildren would be able to get a college education. So we talked to them for a while about that, and the end result was we're setting things up in a way in a certain type of trust so that after the husband and the wife both pass away, not until then, but once that happens, then they appointed 2 family members to be in charge of the bulk of the money so that a pool of funds would be set aside for each of those grandchildren. Those 2 people would manage the money for the young grandchildren, make sure it was used for their college education. And then once those grandchildren reached an older age, 30 for example, then those 2 trustees of that trust would have the discretion, if those grandchildren were mature and responsible and able to handle it. Those 2 co-trustees would be in a position where they could give any remaining funds out of that grandchild's share to the grandchild. So there were a number of other issues that we addressed, including making sure that things are really simple for the surviving spouse, making sure the taxes were avoided. Most of what they had was in IRAs, so there was some talk of how to make sure that those income taxes deferred. They wanted to give some money to their church, and there were a couple of non-family members that they wanted to acknowledge with their estate planning legal program. So they walked away really happy. They've been thinking of making sure they got all this done. They've been thinking for a while about getting all this done. They were really relieved that we were putting their program in place. So if you have similar concerns, want to take care of your grandchildren the right way, for example, make sure they get a college education, and want to have an estate legal program that supports that, you may want to give us a call, toll free 866-491-3884, and perhaps we can start a conversation about what that would look like for your family circumstances. So I'm Paul Rabelais. Have a great day.